There's an idea out there that consciousness is generated by our brain, but what if that isn't true? What if consciousness is transmitted to us from somewhere else? In today's video, we'll be looking at some interesting theories that suggest that our brain might not be generating consciousness, but rather acting more like a receiver. The human brain is an incredibly complex organ, and scientists are still working to fully understand how it works. However, despite all of the research that has been conducted, there are still many things about the brain that remain unknown. One of the most baffling aspects of the brain is consciousness, or how exactly our brains produce the experience of being aware. Scientists have proposed many theories to try to explain how consciousness arises from the brain, but none of them are universally accepted. This has led some to wonder if our brains are actually producing consciousness at all. Instead, maybe our brains are simply receivers of consciousness, picking up signals from an external source. This idea may seem far-fetched, but it's actually been explored by several scientists, and it could potentially revolutionize our understanding of what it means to be conscious. Scientists have long been fascinated by the brain and its abilities, and in recent years, they've made some incredible discoveries about how it works. They've mapped out the different regions of the brain and what each one does. They've also discovered how neurons communicate with each other and how different parts of the brain work together to produce complex behaviors. However, despite all of this progress, there's still a lot that scientists don't understand about the brain, especially when it comes to consciousness. One of the biggest challenges in studying consciousness is that it's difficult to define. What exactly do we mean when we say that someone is conscious? Are we talking about their ability to feel pain, their ability to think, or something else entirely? There are lots of different theories about consciousness, but no one knows for sure what it is or how it works. This has led some scientists to question whether or not our brains are capable of producing consciousness at all. Maybe consciousness isn't something that happens inside our brains. Instead, it's something that's transmitted to us from outside of our bodies. This idea might sound crazy, but it's not as far-fetched as you might think. After all, we know that our brains receive signals from the outside world through our senses. We can see because light waves hit our eyes. We can hear because sound waves hit our ears. We can touch because our skin receptors are stimulated, so why not consciousness? Could it be possible that our brains are simply picking up on some kind of signal that is being broadcast to us from somewhere in the universe? One scientist who has explored this idea is Robert Lanza, an American stem cell biologist and the co-founder of Advanced Cell Technology. Lanza believes that consciousness is not produced by the brain, but rather it's something that we experience as a result of our brain activity. In other words, he believes that our brains are simply receivers of consciousness, not generators. Lanza's theory is based on the idea that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe. He believes that it's everywhere and all the time, but we only become conscious of it when we experience it. According to Lanza, this happens when our brains are stimulated by external signals that cause them to fire neurons in a particular pattern. These patterns of neuronal activity then create the subjective experience of consciousness. Lanza believes that this process is similar to how we experience other things through our senses. When we see something, for example, it is because light waves are hitting our retinas and causing our neurons to fire in a particular way. Similarly, when we hear something, it is because sound waves are hitting our eardrums and causing our neurons to fire in another particular way. In Lanza's view, consciousness works the same way. It's just that the signal that causes it is more complex and mysterious. Lanza's ideas are controversial, but they're an interesting way of thinking about consciousness. They challenge us to think outside of the box and consider the possibility that what we experience as subjective and personal is actually a result of signals from the outside world. Another scientist who has explored the idea that our brains are receivers of consciousness is Stuart Hameroff, a professor of neurosurgery at the University of Arizona. Hameroff believes that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, but he thinks it's even more basic than energy or matter. He calls it a universal property of nature and says that it is the most important thing in the universe. According to Hameroff, this consciousness is always present, but we can only access it when we're awake. When we're asleep or under the influence of drugs, we're cut off from this universal consciousness, but we can still tap into it if we know how. Hameroff believes that the key to accessing this universal consciousness is the microtubules. Microtubules are tiny structures found in the cells of all living things. They play an important role in cell division and other cellular processes. But Hameroff believes that they do something else as well. He thinks that they help us to access the quantum realm, where this universal consciousness resides. The quantum realm is a strange place where the laws of physics as we know them do and apply. It's the realm of subatomic particles and the forces that govern them. According to Hameroff, the microtubules in our cells allow us to tap into the quantum realm and access this universal consciousness. This is why he believes that consciousness is more than just a product of our brains. It's a connection to something much larger than ourselves. Hameroff's ideas are also controversial, but they offer an intriguing way of thinking about consciousness. They suggest that we are all connected to something bigger than ourselves and that we have the potential to access this connection through our own bodies. So what do you think? Is it possible that our brains are not generating consciousness, but rather receiving it from somewhere else? Or is consciousness simply a product of our brains and nothing more? Let me know in the comments below. Even though science has made a lot of progress in understanding the brain, there are still a lot of things that we don't know. It's possible that one day we'll discover that our brains are not generating consciousness, but rather receiving it from somewhere else. While this idea might seem far-fetched, it's definitely worth exploring. Who knows what we might find out? If you want to learn more about the brain and consciousness, I highly recommend checking out the resources provided. You'll find lots of great information there that will teach you more about these topics. I am always amazed by the complexity of the brain, and I never cease to be amazed by what scientists are able to discover about it. Who knows what the future will hold? Maybe one day we lions find out that we are all connected in ways that we never imagined before. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to share it with your friends and family. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe. We'd love to have you join our community of curious learners. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. When we think about the vastness of space and the countless possibilities that are out there, it's easy to get lost in the wonder of it all. Even though we've explored only a tiny fraction of the universe, we know there are other planets out there that could potentially support life. And with so much of the universe still unknown, who knows what other amazing things we might find? The more we learn about the universe, the more we realize how much there is to explore. But it's not just the physical aspects of space that are fascinating. The idea that there could be intelligent life out there beyond our own is also incredibly intriguing. If there are other civilizations out there that have developed advanced technologies, it could mean that there are new discoveries waiting to be made that could change our understanding of the universe. Imagine the possibilities if we were able to make contact with an advanced alien species. We could learn about their culture and way of life and gain new insights into the human condition. We could also learn about their technology and potentially gain access to incredible new discoveries that could benefit humanity. But even if we never make contact with an alien civilization, the search for life beyond Earth is still worthwhile. The very fact that we are out there looking is a testament to the power of the human spirit and our unquenchable thirst for knowledge. So keep looking up at the stars and dreaming about all the possibilities that are out there. You never know what amazing discoveries await us in the vastness of space. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to share it with your friends and family. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe. We'd love to have you join our community of curious learners. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Now, if you're really interested in pushing your knowledge further, we've got something special for you. Check out the course Demystifying the Quantum World. This course will take you on an exciting journey through the world of quantum mechanics. You'll learn about the bizarre and often counterintuitive phenomena that occur at the atomic and subatomic level, such as superpositions and entanglement. U-Lines also explore the implications of quantum mechanics for our understanding of reality and the nature of the universe. Whether you're a student, a researcher, or just someone who's curious about the world around them, this course has something to offer you. So what are you waiting for? Start learning today and join the growing number of people who are demystifying the quantum world.